Harley Davidson Street Glide. Is this bike for you?
Roll that intro.
I am Anonymous Biker USA.
Welcome back to the Anonymous Biker USA channel, and as you can see from the cockpit in front of me, I am on a 2020 Harley Davidson Street Glide. Brand new bike, very comfortable. So I have this for the day, so we're going to give it a ride and see what we think of it. The Milwaukee 8, and stock out of the box it has 89 horsepower, 110 foot-pound of torque, and it is just about 828 pounds wet. It has a 6-gallon fuel tank, 6-speed belt drive, and it definitely is a capable machine for everything you need. Now, if you were using this as a day tripper or a weekend tripper, you don't need the detachable tour bag. You can ride as is, get a nice 60-bar bag, even cross country. If you are doing 2-up on this bike, the passenger I had on the bike earlier said after 100 miles that the seat was awful. So you definitely need to upgrade that seat. And she was feeling a lot of heat on her legs, so even though this has that rear cylinder deactivation and it is on, that's only when stopping, so may just have to wear thicker jeans too. But the 2020 Street Glide Milwaukee 108. This bike also has hill assist, so if you are on a hill and you're in gear, it has a locking mechanism on the rear wheel so you won't slide back. It's kind of neat. Now if you're in neutral, obviously it's not engaged, but if you're in gear, it's like a fake friction zone, I don't know. But hill assist so you don't slide back the hill. Another fancy gadget. The touchscreen and the nav on these things these days, I mean, pretty unbelievable. It's a very sunny day today, and you can see this navigation very easy. And you have toggle joysticks on the left and right to operate it. I know there's a million different things you can do with it. I didn't hear everything he said, and I didn't have an hour to go over everything, but pretty comprehensive navigation system on this. So let's talk 1 second about this navigation here. So obviously you have your radio, the home screen, your music, your navigation, your calls. This is for your iPhone hookup if you want to hook up your iPhone. There's a Bluetooth connector in here. You plug in your phone and you can play your playlist, Pandora, whatever it is. It's pretty cool. Information right here, so it gives you your oil, your tire pressure, distance traveled. You see your tire pressure is good here. engine info, check oil, your trip summary, fuel used, average speed. I mean, this thing's got everything. Then you have your audio settings, and you have back to your home key. So you have your favorites you can lock in there if you want to, and then you have your settings, your audio, display, global presets, but I'll put the nav back on. But pretty awesome, very detailed, and it gives you everything you need pretty much. So let's turn it on and get going. Who buys this bike? I mean, if you're doing the 2-up passenger long cross country, I would probably get an Ultra because you have the more comfortable seat and the tour pack. But if you're doing occasional 2-up, I would get a detachable tour pack for this. But I'd get the sissy bar, and I'd get the big Nelson Rig sissy bar bag if I was 1-up riding and big tours that way. This way, that Nelson Rig bag holds everything. You don't have the big tour pack on the back with the weight, and then you have your saddlebags and everything else you need. So this is definitely a great 1-up cross-country touring bike, in my opinion. If you're doing 2-up and you want the tour pack, you probably want to get the Ultra. Or if you're doing it all the time. If you're doing it infrequently, you know, the detachable tour pack for this is great for that. And it does have a luggage rack too, so you can strap a bag on that. So I mean, you could use it. Just comes down to preference. 2020 model also has a heel toe shifter, so it's a nice little added feature. So guys, do a little walk around here, the 2020 Street Glide. I think it looks pretty good. So saddlebags, plenty big, typical depth with the latch system. This has a luggage rack, which is pretty awesome for a bag you can strap if you're going camping or a day trip or whatever you're doing. And this will fit your standard, you know, I got my backpack in here. $2020 Street Glide for just about $22,000 plus tax has everything you need. Leave it in the comments below as to what you think about this bike. Would I buy this bike? Yeah, I probably would. The only thing with new Harley is, man, you can pick up 8 million Street Glides used for a lot cheaper. So I love this bike. It's great. It's new. But the Harley market is just so saturated with used models, especially Street Glides, that you can pick one up for thousands of dollars cheaper than the new one. Now, it won't have the exact technological advances that this one does, but I mean, that comes down to, do you really want that or not for that extra money? So, personal preference. But the layout, the rider position, the seat, I feel like I have plenty of space between the fairing and myself personally. It really doesn't feel as crammed as the earlier model Street Glides, so it feels like I have a little more room. So all in all, thumbs up for the new 2020 Street Glide. This 825 plus pound bike on a lot of curvy back mountain roads, elevations, and it absolutely has zero problem. It absolutely has zero problem with handling, acceleration, deceleration, uphills, downhills, into turns. Actually handles pretty well. Feels lighter than the actual weight that it is. Suspension is pretty good too, even stock. So, I mean, these roads are in very good condition, but so far the suspension has handled very well.
The 2020 Harley Davidson Street Glide is the flagship model in the company's touring lineup. Standard with ABS, the Reflex Defensive Rider System is a $995 option. The RD-RS is a new collection of technology designed to match motorcycle performance to available traction during acceleration, deceleration, and braking. The systems are designed to aid the rider in controlling the vehicle while accelerating and braking in a straight line or while in a turn. A rider may find the systems most helpful when riding in adverse road condition and in urgent situations.
I want to thank you for coming along. That's my review of the 2020 Harley Davidson Street Glide. Don't forget,
I am Anonymous Biker USA.